So, my family thinks that I chew the cheeks. A while ago, I put out a Twitter poll saying that I wanted to put out a not safe for work video with either of the two following titles: Furries on my timeline, or My family thinks I eat ass. And after over 100 responses, thank you guys, it was decided that I'd be talking about ass, the merits of its consumption, and why it's a subject matter I'm even choosing to entertain. So buckle your hacking seatbelts, lads, because there are no brakes on the butt train. Chapter number 1, The Act. Analingus. Analingus. Okay, wow, that word really is just too powerful for YouTube. This spooky lingus word is the most scientific term for the act of putting mouth to cornhole. A more ignorant and innocent Robert thought that this might have been a quite newly created word. I thought it was a bit new to the dictionary, and then when researching this word, I found that the term is far older than I expected, being found in the Urban Dictionary as early as 2005. See the following quote and definition: to lick another's anus. And then when used in a sentence, I tried to give analingus to my girlfriend, but she farted "I'm now a Mormon priest" by Already Geeked 86 on February 16th, 2005. But if we go even deeper to look at the etymology of the word, its roots date all the way back to the 1800s. Derivative from two Latin words, anus, meaning... Derivative from the word anus, meaning anus, duh, and lingere, meaning to lick. This was coined by sexologist, holy shit, can you study sexology? It was coined by sexologist Richard von Kaff-Ebing in the book Psychopathica Sexualis of 1886. Holy fuck, people were shagging back then. Long story short, this micro-history lesson has taught me that people have been licking booty hole since literally before my granddad. Which is surprising, because to be honest, I really thought that my granddad would have been the progenitor of ass eating, but you can't win them all. History lesson out the way, Chapter 2, The Climate. A great and terrible consequence of the internet is that ideas that were once considered taboo in smaller communities suddenly have a much wider and open-minded audience. This has given rise to the popularization of many different subcultures. This includes, but is not limited to, furries, bronies, radical political groups, and of course, ass eaters. This was the first catalyst to my story. The sudden rise in the awareness of ass eating and its vocal online presence meant that the tech-savvy populace would soon know all too well of this deep, dark art. The second huge influence for this movement was raw meme culture. Memes at their core may be jokes, but they root themselves deep within the truth of our culture. I truly believe that the widespread opinions of both the pro-vaccination and trans rights movements have both been helped greatly by the overwhelming meme presence that they hold online. And that's great, I support that. But the same thing can also be said for ass eating. I personally was influenced by the higher meme value of the likes of Filthy Frank.
Excuse me. I eat ass. I eat a lot of ass. I eat way too much ass.
And also the very underappreciated rap tune Thick Niggas and Anime Titties.
Yes, you've reached Thick Niggas Incorporated. How may I direct your call?
I need me a thick nigga.
I know I'm a loser. I tickle your tumor. I find me a bitch that got no sense of humor. It's low, come stand, I'm the booty consumer.
What a jam. These and many other sources painted ass eating as not only a punchline, but an important menu item of a sexually successful individual. Long story short, it was efforts like these that put ass eating front and center. People could not avoid its presence. Chapter 3, The Irony. Irony is a really fun development in the social playground that is the internet in this day and age. And although the way irony is used in memetics is not always the most quintessential example of what irony really is, it's my favourite way to engage with irony as a concept. Typical irony is normally circumstances that depict an action or an object betraying or opposing its original intention or directive, almost like a really long-winded oxymoron. For example, if you go on a big outing or expedition with a bunch of people and the one guy who brings all the maps and compasses and GPS is the only person to get lost that day, that would be ironic. If you wear your thickest coats and pack an umbrella to avoid getting wet, but then you should fall into a body of water, that would be ironic. If you avoid vaccinating your kids because you think it will make them autistic and then you find them blowing up soft drinks in the freezer and Fortnite dancing to Minecraft remixes, then you've given birth to me, I'm sorry, Mum. All jokes aside, those are commonplace examples of irony. More modern meme irony generally boils down to just pretending to like something that you actually think is stupid. Dabbing, I do it ironically. Eating ass, I pretend as though I do it ironically. And saying, "Please, Master Uwu, give me some of your sticky cummies, nya," are all things that I do or I pretend to do for the sense of irony, I swear. But what that actually looks like in practice, against my meme-savvy set of siblings, is just me saying stuff like, "Hey, have you seen the buffet yet? Could you check if they've got any ass on the menu? Haha." You know, Laura, sweet sister of mine, I don't think that boy is right for you. Something tells me he has no intention of eating your ass, and you know what I say, there ain't no good in a man who ain't got ass in the plan. Or just a really common non sequitur that I like to drop is just, skate fast, eat ass. It's so elegant. Over time, there was a gradual shift in my humour, and eating ass just became part of my vernacular. It was just something I'd say because it was the thing that I would often say. But after a certain point, my family started asking the question, "Robert, apple of our eye, niglet of the tribe, oh Robert, you maiden in your savage season, do you eat ass?" And listen, yeah, I could have said, "Nah, it's just a joke, I thought it was funny." But the British sentiment is always to ask, how much further could I take this sarcasm? Which generally results in an answer like, "Mother, father, and siblings. Let the record show that I, Robert of the Dong, eat ass like I eat croissants at the Continental Breakfast Bar," which is a whole fuck ton with plans for more in the very near future. Thank you very much. Good night. And you know what saying bullshit like that does for me? Puts me in the final chapter, fam. Consequence. I do not eat ass. Nor have I ever ate ass. The closest I've come to eating ass is maybe kissing a butt cheek or two, and in the near future I harbour no intentions of trying to eat ass. But I do accept my position as the family ass eater. My family won't let me drop this title and will often take opportunities to remind me that they find entertainment in the thought of me enthusiastically tongue-punching my partner's fart box. Thank you, Dobby, for that colourful description. Ass Eater is a title that I've incorrectly garnered but still embody in spirit and presentation regardless of how many skill points I've actually invested in the ass tree. I'm hopeful though. I think it's fair to treat bedroom antics like a balanced diet. You shouldn't be afraid to experiment with new spice palettes and ingredients, just nothing in excess and nothing that will significantly reduce your lifespan. Too much sugar and you risk diabetes, too much choking and you risk not aliving anymore. But trying to keep things fresh and healthy and being considerate of all of your diner's dietary restrictions is pretty chill. And hell, if your guy bro or girlfriend or non-binary cuddle buddy has an asshole that makes you want to grab your cutlery set, then more power to you. Get a side order of garlic bread on your way, innit? Do not let anyone stay your hand. Hold that man, hold that woman, love him, please her, please her, eat that bloody ass. Peace. Good evening, everybody who bothered to stick to the end of this video. This is my first in what may be a series of less than safe for work videos, and I do like my content to be unchained, which means that from time to time stuff like this might appear on my channel. And the YouTube metrics will probably discourage me from making them, but you can fight against that if this is the kind of nonsense that you actually want to see. So long story short, if you want more of this, just let me know. There's a like bar, there's a comment section, and I'm hoping to do a lot more in the new year. Sorry for being a really, really inactive fuckboy. Bye-bye!